A quick tutorial on how to create a photo in the Boxford and engrave the photo out. So the first thing we're going to do is open up the Boxford software, then we're going to go to File and Import. From there we go down to Import Image Relief. It's going to maximise this out, and the first step we're going to be doing, it's all wizard based, is we're selecting on Browse, and then we have to browse for a photo. So here's a nice one of my son, and open it up. Now what I might choose to do is to crop it, so I could come up here to the elliptical mask and just select over that, and there we go, that's quite nice. Or I can go back over here, select again, and say okay, I really just wanted his face, so that's quite nice. And then once I've selected that, I just go next. Okay, I can play around with the contrast and the brightness, and then apply or reset that if you stuff it up. Go to next. I can create a negative, or I can mirror it around the X and the Y, do a whole variety of things there, or you can just rotate it at specific degrees. Here's the size of my material. So what we're saying here, it's 80 by 60 by 3, so that's the thickness of my acrylic that I'm going to be engraving that out of. Most importantly, I need to select the material as cast acrylic. I'll then go next. Okay, we need to set it to the 6mm chamfer, which I've already set up on the machine. This is the depth of relief, so the image is going to take place on the last 1.5mm of the piece of material, so it cuts down that far over. Leave this at 40%, but if you want to make it more intricate, you can reduce that down to 30, but it's going to take more time. We go next. This is the photo itself, and I can change the sizes of that. So what I might do here is just change that to 60. If this is my piece of material, then it's going to create a nice border around the outside. You can fit to material or rotate 90 degrees, do whatever you want. And then we go next. We're just going to leave the work shift, which means it's set to the center. And then from there, what we do is we save it. So I'm just going to go and save it on the desktop as photo. Save. After it's done that, it's going to run the process of engraving it out, doing the simulation. And after it's done that, I'm just going to pause this and come back when it's done. And now it's finished, so we're just going to shut that down, because it's going to take around about 7 minutes. Going to shut that down, and then to get it started, we just come across and we select on the actual mill itself, and then just run through the process of cutting it out as you normally would. If you're going to be cutting this out on the vacuum table, just make sure that through that step, through the process, you select the jig that you're using, which will be the vacuum table, and just follow the wizard through. Okay, that's the end of this tutorial.